Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time it's going to be a video on how to decide for Drytron for what combo they're going for right now, which is Herald VFD. Of course, if their end board changes and their combo changes, the side stuff could obviously change, but let's just hop right in. First of all, we have Retaliating C. This card's pretty good. A lot of you guys probably know what these cards do, so I'm not going to talk about them. If you want to read them, it's right here. But this card is fairly cheap also. Also, make sure to use my TCG affiliate link. It's down below in the description. But this card is pretty good versus them. So the deck goes for Herald, then Needle Fiber, and the Needle Fiber ends up being VFD. So you can't like gamma the Needle Fiber because they'll have Herald up. So you have to put up like hand traps before Herald, which is not easy to do. There's not a whole bunch of them. But one is Retaliating C. This card's pretty good. If their hand is good enough, though, they can still put up VFD through this. So make sure to watch out for that. This does stop Herald effect, though, from being able to activate, since everything is banished instead. So they can't Herald effect send for cost to the graveyard. So this card's decent. And going on to the next one, or actually, you know what, I'll talk about the price of it real quick. It's like $1.60, like $2.50, right around there, so it's not expensive. The next one, Artifact Lancia. Everyone already probably has this card. Comes common like 10 different times. But this card's good versus them because it helps versus the Herald, because Dawn of the Herald, the ritual spell. Then they also, for VFD, the Trish Fusion, it banishes off board. So if you have Lancia up, they can't do that. So Lancia is pretty good versus them too. And then D-Shifter. Again, this is another thing. They can put up VFD through D-Shifter if their hand is good enough. But this is pretty much just for like Zoo. This would already be in your deck. This is just good versus them. And then this card is like very cheap. A lot of copies of this card on the market too. Like you see 152 right there. And then for Forbidden Droplet, this card actually is just like the best card versus them. It's not like Virtual World where Droplet doesn't stop their VFD because Chuchi. This actually just shuts down both of the like engines. Like Herald plus VFD, just Droplet, negate them, and then you win. You just go for OTK from there. And this card's really expensive. This card's like $85. It's crazy. And then Xyz Encore. This is the last card. I've talked about this card before on the channel. It's decent versus Virtual World. Not the greatest card though. There's definitely other things that you can put in. But against Drytron, they're just setting up Herald VFD. And again, if you can't stop VFD, you just auto lose. So this is another way to stop VFD. And this card is still pretty cheap. It's actually like $4 now. So it's like doubled in price since I showed it off. But this is also a pretty good card. And you can side it versus other things too if you want. Like if you're playing Invoked and you're playing against Zoo, you can use Xyz Encore on Zeus, make them put a whole bunch of little guys on board because it special summons back, and then just Purgatrio beat over them all for a game. It's like a cool little interaction with it. But that's going to be it for the video. If you guys have any like suggestions on like good side deck cards versus them, let me know. I do know how to play against the deck somewhat pretty good. The deck is still pretty new though. It kind of just like came out yesterday on DB, kind of like surprisingly. I didn't think it was coming out for like 2 more weeks. So I'm going to be learning the deck a lot more. I think these side cards are pretty good versus them. You have to have a way to stop them or they're just going to full combo and win every time. And yeah, these are just some cards that are pretty good against them. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. The DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day.